Alrighty, welcome, episode 4, and we got a good one for you today. It's going to be pretty fantasy focused. I am your host, Rick at Rick High Jr., and then I got my co-host, Jacob at JDub Tynes. How you doing, Jacob?
Doing great, man. Rocking the Cowboys hat. Cowboys win. We're 1-1, right where we should be.
Absolutely, absolutely, and what a game it was. Um, yeah, man, we could just jump right into the storylines. Was I don't know if it's just because we're doing this podcast now, but I have been so much more excited to watch
For
NFL
sure.
football this year than I have been in
Yeah.
previous years. Um, Jumping right into some warm up notes, Cowboys edging out the Giants with an overtime win. Tell me what was going through your head. What did you,
I
during
mean,
during that? I feel like there was a lot of emotion.
it was a roller coaster. I mean, we got to see um, my version of Russell Wilson, which is dumpster fire. He was awful in that first half. And then we got to see vintage Russ making absolutely perfect throws. Um, our defense just being utterly torched by Wandale Robinson and I can't remember the other guy's name, but I think it's an indictment on the Cowboys defense. The Giants are probably not as bad as I thought they were going to be. It was an exciting game, but I can't lie. Like I'm always happy to beat the Giants, and I'm really glad we pulled that one out.
Yeah,
And harkening back to your X Factor player, Brandon Aubrey is definitely the best Cowboy. I can say that with complete certainty right now. So kudos to you.
yeah, and I'm doing wonders. I really like him, and he came in clutch a number of times. So,
Yeah,
yeah, what a
64
game,
yarder, man. And they didn't even have
crazy.
a doubt about it. When they
No,
drew that draw play up the middle just to get it right where he wanted it and didn't try to get a couple more yards, I was like, geez. Are we crazy?
it
I
would have
think I
been
texted you guys in the group chat. I was like, what are we doing?
it would have
Why do
been
we want
good
a
from
meaningful
70.
play there? But they just knew he had it.
Oh yeah, it would have been good from 70. It was that good of a kick too.
Yeah.
Um, and following up that, right? Good news, maybe just like kind of yellow, like right down the middle. Jadeveon Clowney signing with the Cowboys. Um, Last week, I think we noted that as an item, as like, there's some whispers. He's looking around at the Cowboys right now. We, I believe, shrugged it off as just like, hey, yeah, it's cool to have a veteran presence. Unsure of whether he'll actually get some playing time. Do we
Yep.
feel different now? What are we thinking?
I don't still. I see if he gets any sort of playing time, it's going to be rotational, a
Hmm.
couple snaps here or there. Most likely, I would expect on expected rundowns.
Hmm.
Um, but I don't know. Maybe he's got more left in the tank than I expected. Hopefully, he does. So we were talking last time about how fun he was as a player when he was a bit younger.
Hmm.
So yeah, we'll see.
No, yeah, I can't imagine um, that we're gonna see some sort of vintage Clowney at some point, right? It's not gonna be every down, but there's gonna be a crazy sack where you in a
Surely, if
clutch
you put him
clutch
out there
moment.
and you say, "Hey, go 110% for these next 2 or 3 plays," like he's going to do it,
Hmm.
and that could turn out to be something good. So
Yeah, yeah. So that's it'll be fun to see. I like him a lot when he was with the Texans. Very cool to see him with you now. Um, After he's
as long
been,
as he's not washed, I have no concerns with putting him out there
oh, he
to
might
give
be
our guys
washed.
a breather. He
he,
he
he
could very well be
he might be
washed. I don't
washed.
know.
But like I
The
said,
Cowboys could be making this move to sell jerseys.
that would what a Clowney jersey um would be kind of sick with the Cowboys. But
That's shameful.
if anything, if y'all really end up sucking towards the end of the year, people can cover up the EY and it'll just say clown on it, and then it'll
Hey,
be like, hey, that's there you go, bunch of
and slap a
clowns.
picture of Jerry on there somehow.
Yeah. um Yeah, man. Good luck to Clowney. I'd like to see a few big plays here and there. He's so much fun to watch.
Yeah.
Um, Next on the list, Eckler going down. Um,
Oh,
is it Bill Krosky Merritt time? Good old Bill.
probably.
Yeah.
Who's the other back in their committee there? I don't.
But that's a great question. Oh my god.
It's
They
got
because
to be
they
him, I
traded
think.
away what's his name? Brian Robinson, right?
They did to the Niners.
Which was, obviously you don't know that in the moment. You don't know Eckler's going to go
You
down.
can't predict injuries.
Exactly. So, I don't want to just sit here and be like, "Oh, bonehead move from them." You don't know in the moment. But he did go down, and I think Krosky Merritt has shown enough to be next man up. Um, it'll be really interesting. I stupidly, and we'll talk about this because the main part of the pod today is evaluating our fantasy teams. Um, I dropped Bill Krosky Merritt after drafting him. I drafted him late too. Like, um, not. It, I did not have him super early or anything. It was like round 13 or 14,
But
and
that was a premature bad decision.
so it was, but I have been caught in this trap before where I grab somebody based off their preseason, and I'm like, okay, time to buckle up. This
Just
guy's
hanging
gonna be
on to him
good.
way too long.
Yeah, and then
Sunk
they end up
cost fallacy.
exactly, and they end up
Yeah.
sucking. So I was like, okay, well, I can't. I'm not gonna trot out Bill's defense week one against the Ravens. So I just picked up another defense and dropped him. Um, it was a dumb, like, obviously retrospectively it looks dumb, but we'll see. I think Bill Krosky Merritt's going to be the guy moving forward. I'm just going to call him Bill from here on out because that's a
Yeah,
long
it's
name.
way, way easier than whatever his first name is.
Well, his first name is actually just Jacory. I don't know where Bill comes from, but it's kind of hard though. Like, yeah, I'm Bill.
Bill.
Like, all right, cool, man. No, Jacory Krosky Merritt's too much anyways. Um so yeah, you know sucks for Eckler. Get well soon. We've always been a great back in the NFL. So, but Krosky Merritt, next man up. Let's go.
It's go time. Yeah.
Speaking of transitioning to even more injury news, Joe Burrow. Unfortunately, from what I've seen, out about 3 months.
Turf
Um,
toe. Ah,
Tur- and turf toe. I'm not the first person to say this. I saw a tweet. Um, turf toe is the most ridiculous name for how serious of an injury that actually is.
yeah.
Turf toe just sounds so goofy. Sounds like a cartoon made up, injury. But yeah, turf toe sucks, and he's gonna be out 3 months. Um, so okay, I want to know your thoughts on it because people are like, okay, do they just let him get up to full health completely? Just, hey, screw this season, see you next year.
I mean,
Or do you think the Bengals can make something out of it with Jake Browning, and
I
by the
think
time
I
he
think
gets
they have
back,
I think they have a fair amount of confidence in Jake Browning.
yeah,
He's a veteran. He's got experience leading that team before, and last year, if I recall,
hmm
whenever Burrow was injured. So we've seen what he can do. The Bengals know who he is. They must have confidence in their system to be able to say, okay, well, Joe, if we're going to have to deal without Burrow for as long as we need to, then we'll do that. If the rails completely go off, I could see them throwing Burrow in there before he's completely healed. But they'd be the wise decision is to rest your franchise quarterback, make sure he's healthy before you get him back on the field. It
yeah,
just sucks. Injuries are unfortunate, but
yeah,
they happen.
yep. 3 months is the timetable, so that's coming back week
It seems kind of
14 or
crazy to me,
15.
3 months for turf toe, but
Yeah, I mean, there's different severities as far as I know,
yeah,
but it's looking at probably like week 14, 15. So it's like
oof,
so late that
long time. Yeah.
it's like, I mean, on one hand, don't rush back, right? We don't want to forever injure our franchise quarterback, um, but also it's like, again, if we get to that point and they're you know 2-12, yeah, hey Joe, pack it up. Have a good off season. We'll see you next year, right?
Yeah.
Um, Rehab and get back to us next year. If they walk in there and they're like, sorry, I can't do the math. 9-5 or whatever it
If they
is,
got a
whatever the
shot to get to the playoffs and it's close, it depends on how the other teams in their division do.
yeah.
There's a lot of factors at play there. But yeah, it's just something they'll have to figure out as the season goes. But I do think they have confidence in Browning to be able to run the offense.
hmm
Um, I mean, they ended up winning after Burrow went out the last game. I think Jake Browning was feeding Jamar Chase like crazy.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Um, so he knows the offense.
Yeah, it'll
It'll be
it'll be it'll be interesting. Um the last time he played against the Vikings, I think it was the Vikings. Maybe I'm thinking of a different game, but very much shades of Kirk Cousins. You like that? He said something to the effect of like, "You shouldn't have fucking cut me," to the camera, and I'm like, "Hell yeah, okay." That's I don't know if he's good. He's got moxie. I like that.
yeah,
But yeah, I mean this upcoming game between them and the Vikings with Carson Wentz instead of JJ McCarthy, um, really, I mean when this, I mean it's not like I'm super high on JJ McCarthy. I don't really care, um, but like just to have Burrow out kind of sucks. But it's still the two prime wide receivers in the game. So it's like okay, if these are the top two wide receivers in the NFL, what do they do when they have so-so quarterbacks? You know,
right.
um, would you rather like okay, not if you're starting a franchise now. If you are wide receiver one, would you rather have Carson Wentz throwing to you or Jake Browning?
That's tough. Um, I don't know, man. I really don't. What would you say?
I think I'd have to lean Carson Wentz, and maybe that's
Yeah,
just because of experience. I don't
yeah, he's
even
got
know
a
how
little bit
long
more
Jake Browning's
experience.
I don't know how long Jake Browning's been in the league, but I don't view him as like I mean, Carson Wentz came in like what 10 years ago at this point, 12 years ago. He's a
Something like that.
veteran now. Um, I would rather have that wherewithal in my quarterback, that presence.
That's
To,
kind of what I was thinking too, but I don't truly know enough about Browning to say the opposite. I mean, Browning's only 29, so he's definitely younger than Wentz.
yeah. Um,
He was drafted in 2019, so
okay, so like 6 years in the league. He's not no, he's not a fresh face, right? But um, I don't think he's Carson Wentz either, who has played in big moments, who has had massive yardage games.
true.
Um, so I'm expecting for this to be, hey, let's feed our wide receiver ones, right?
Yep. Give
Um,
it to him on short and intermediate routes and see what they can do after the catch. Don't rely on really long bombs.
yeah.
Although several of them are going to be peppered in for sure.
Oh yeah, especially with somebody like T Higgins in the slot.
Just a
Feed your other
burner.
guys too, right?
Yep.
Who's the Minnesota guy? Jordan Addison. He's there.
They've also
There's
yeah,
Thielen, but
Jordan Addison.
I don't think he hasn't done anything since he's been back, right?
No.
I don't think so. But how weird would that be? Imagine going back 5 years and saying, "Hey, yeah, Adam Thielen is getting passes from Carson Wentz." One, you'd be like, okay, Carson Wentz, the Eagles quarterback,
Yeah,
um,
right.
and then you'd probably, as a Vikings fan, be like, oh, okay, so Adam Thielen is still here, not even realizing that he hopped around a bit. But
And Thielen was only with the Panthers for one season, right?
y-
Is that?
yes, question
Yeah,
mark. I
yeah.
don't know.
I'm pretty
Um,
sure.
but
Um,
did he literally just leave Minnesota, go to Carolina for 1 year, and then come back?
Pretty much. I
Huh.
think so. But good for him. He knows the system too.
Hmm.
Obviously, the coaches like him. If there's somebody you want out there, it's a guy with experience like him. He knows more than probably any other player on the offensive side of the ball what
Hmm.
to do and when. So,
Yep.
yeah, the Vikings
Um,
have the advantage there at the receiver position.
absolutely. Colts. Colts are 2-0. I don't know if people were expecting this. I sure as hell wasn't. I was expecting 2 wins all year. So to
Giants
have,
exposed. Um, I owe Daniel Jones an apology,
mhm.
apparently. I've been a hater, but I it's crazy. I did not think they'd be able to pull that out against the Broncos. I thought their defense was really good. To be fair, it was close.
Mhm.
It was close, but yeah, and
Yeah,
good for Daniel Jones. I mean, they haven't had to punt. They haven't turned the ball over. It's pretty impressive.
yeah. I mean, when you have a guy like, I want to make sure. Yeah, Shane Steichen.
Yeah.
Um, when you have a guy like that, I mean, he he knows what to
He's like a
do.
Sean
What
McVay or
right?
like a Kyle Shanahan, like a really, really strong offensive mind.
He makes a lot of use out of serviceable guys.
Yeah.
Like Daniel Jones isn't some crazy athletic talent, right? Um, but he knows how to get the most out of him. So, um, fun to see. Um, not looking forward to playing with them in division
Yeah.
once the Texans get there. But he was good. I would not be surprised if he's most improved player this year with Shane Steichen if this trajectory continues. And
Yeah, long way
Shane,
to go, but
right. Um, moving on, we got the Super Bowl rematch. How did you feel about that? Did you watch that with the Chiefs and Eagles?
I watched some of it. I didn't end up watching all of it because the kiddo was um, dragging me around. But from what I saw, it was kind of a stinker. Um,
Yeah.
Travis Kelsey dropping the friggin' touchdown pass in the end zone right into the defender's hands
hmm
is like the moment of the game. So
Yeah.
it just it angers me that the Eagles are so good and we haven't even seen them unleash like their passing game yet. They haven't needed to.
Yeah, man. I'll go in because it sounds that like that one was a little surface level for you. That game
Yeah, go ahead.
sucked. That game sucked. I did not like any of it, man. It just felt so boring. At the end, when Jalen Hurts was kneeling it out, um, one of the defensive linemen for the
Chris
Chiefs
Jones.
was it
He
Chris
said y'all
Jones?
ain't even got 100 yards.
Y'all don't even
And
have
Jalen
100
Hurts
yards.
said,
He's
"We
like,
won the
we
game.
won.
Shut your bitch ass up."
Exactly. Which I mean, yeah, sure, right? Talk your
I'd
shit.
love for that to be my team.
Yeah, right. Like,
Ugh.
and I'm sure Kansas City would love to be 2-0 like the Eagles, but I don't know what it is. But with this Super Bowl rematch, man, I don't see either of these teams doing well the rest of the year. Like, yes,
Really?
well, yeah, they're probably going to both make the playoffs. I'm saying, like, just from I know it's week 2, but just from some of the hiccups that I've seen from the Eagles, like from Jalen Hurts specifically, but he kind of caught a lot of this shit last year too. Um, but their run game is not great. Um, and then with the Chiefs, same thing. Run game's not great. Um, and then they have a ton of issues with wide receiver. Kelsey's aging. Like neither one of these teams to me are inspiring to be like deep run in the playoff, right? This is like the prime year for Lamar or for Josh Allen to go and get it. Like it is time. This is time. They're
I think at the end of the season we're still going to be talking about these two teams, playoff teams. Unfortunately, I think we are looking at another Eagles deep run.
you think
Uh,
so?
I think they're just a solid team. Now, if they have a weakness, I don't think it's on the offensive side of the ball.
Mm.
I think we truly haven't seen what they're capable of there. I think if they have a weakness, it's going to be on defense, but we'll see how that turns out. The Chiefs, I don't know, man. I feel like their strength has been the defense the past season,
hmm
and then on the offensive side of the ball, you just kind of make Mahomes figure it out with what he's got, and that's not working so far this season. So
maybe that's my issue with the with the Eagles. Then it's not so much that they don't have the tools, or we haven't seen this in the past from the same group of guys. It's just I haven't seen it yet this season.
yeah,
I'm expecting the fireworks, right?
for
I'm
sure.
expecting who is it, AJ Brown and Devontae Smith to have massive games, and they just haven't.
Yeah.
Uh, Jalen Hurts to, I mean, obviously they doing the tush push every play, but like I haven't seen a lot out of him either. Where I'm like, hell yeah, let's go! Like this is fun to watch. It's just
Yeah,
been like,
it's pretty boring, like fundamental football.
yeah, which
Um,
that's fine too. I'm sure
but
like,
talking about the tush push, man, I think one of the biggest things that came out of this game was how one-sided the officiating seemed to be, particularly
mm-hmm,
on the number of tush pushes they did.
mm-hmm,
Um, I saw a lot of things on Reddit that were clips of the offensive lineman huddled up over the ball,
yeah,
clearly
way over,
offsides.
yeah, way
Yeah,
over the line of scrimmage.
and multiple linemen false starting
Mm-hmm.
before they actually hike the ball.
And
So
no call. Yep.
and no call. So I don't know if the officiating is going to have to keep a closer eye on that, or a lot of people saying, oh, after this season, like it's done, they're going to ban the play. But I think that's probably the most interesting thing to come out of this game.
Yeah, and I mean, obviously, it's not something they'll do mid-season.
No.
Um, but yeah, I would not be surprised if after this season they really take another look at it. Um, okay, last thing I have here for our warm up. Congrats to Cardi B and Stefan Diggs on their pregnancy. Um, I want to know the due date. Cardi
Yep.
Cardi B, help
Is
me
it going to
out.
be this season?
Yeah, I need to know. That way, I know to if when I need to start Stefan Diggs. Right?
So it probably won't, because what do you announce typically at like 3 months,
Yeah. I
something like that?
I don't know for sure because I didn't actually watch the clip, but somebody was interviewing Cardi B and they said expecting in February. And it's like,
Okay.
okay, I guess unless Stephon Diggs is in the Super Bowl, well, even then, fantasy's over by then. But imagine that, though, right? Like the
Yeah,
Patriots in the Super Bowl with Stephon Diggs having a baby and then going and having the craziest game ever.
that would be something.
Yeah.
How do you feel about Stephon Diggs after his short Texans tenure? Are you like
Yeah.
ambivalent, or are you like, oh, good for him? Like,
No, good for him. I like Stephon Diggs. I
yeah,
think he's quite the character. He's a funny guy. Um, maybe some off-field stuff that I don't agree with, but hey, live your
yeah.
life, man. I'm not gonna judge on that. Um, funny,
Certainly the better Diggs between him and Trayvon.
probably the more well-known, because I think
Definitely more well known.
yeah, I think
But I
offense's
mean,
side of the ball though is
in
always
his
more
in his
well-known.
heyday with Buffalo, I think you could say he was a top 10
Five,
receiver easily,
yeah,
possibly five. Yeah.
yeah,
And you can't say Trayvon Diggs outside of his one
crazy
interception
season,
season
yeah,
has been any good. So I guess that there's more to be seen there.
yeah. Have you seen that? Have you seen the clip where they're on Family Feud?
No, but I'd love to see that
Okay,
actually.
okay, all right. I'll try to remember. I'll make a note of it to
Okay.
put the clip in at this point. But
Finish this phrase. Leave it what?
In.
Name something specific. Name some specific people. I got outfit mouth. Is this real?
it's Steve Harvey saying finish his sentence. They're in the fast money round. Leave it, and then he says in, and then like looks around really like oh, like everybody starts like losing it, and
I
it's
think I've seen what you're talking about actually, now that I think about it.
yeah. I'll look for it and see if I can pop it in at this point.
Leave it in.
All right, big dog.
All right.
We're gonna move to our next big spot here. Evaluating our fantasy teams. I think this one will be a little shorter than some of the meteor um, pods we've had in the last few episodes. This one's fantasy focused. It's a lot more fun. I don't expect like a ton of in-depth conversation like we've had on some of the
Nah.
past ones. Um, we're gonna start off with mine.
Okay.
Okay, and maybe I can actually I can adjust these that way for viewers if they need to see it better. I'll also read them off for audio listeners. So at quarterback, I have Dak Prescott. At wide receiver, I have Jackson Smith and Jigba. Mike
Great pick.
Evans. At running back, I have Jameer Gibbs and Nick Chubb. Trey McBride at tight end, and George Pickens at my flex. Kaimi Fairbairn as my kicker, and the Buffalo defense. On my bench, I have R.J. Harvey. I have Stephon Diggs. Rahid Shaheed. Is that his name?
Rashid.
Rashid Shaheed. What a
Yeah.
name. Darnell Mooney, Quentin Johnston, which I picked up on the waiver wire.
I was about to say there's no way you drafted Quentin
No,
Johnston.
no, absolutely not. And then Geno Smith.
Gino!
I also picked him up on the waiver wire too because I'm like, you know what?
Yeah, that's my influence.
He's had even I don't even care about their record this year. He's still gonna put up like 20 points a game most likely.
Solid floor player for sure.
So when you look at this, as a fantasy football player yourself. What stands out? Do you think this was a good draft? Obviously, I've made some changes. This isn't just my drafted team. But what are your thoughts here?
You have strength at the wide receiver position for sure.
Hmm.
I think unless RJ Harvey turns into the guy, I
Hmm.
think you may need a little bit more depth there, or if you could somehow consolidate a couple of these bench players into a starting running back. I don't see Nick Chubb as a viable season long option, but
Hmm.
otherwise, I like your roster. Um,
Yeah.
Dak's going to be a solid, serviceable QB most weeks. Jackson Smith and Jigba is just crazy good, dude.
Yep.
If this is a PPR league,
It is
I mean, yeah, then
full PPR.
Mike Evans, he's always going to be doing his thing, going to catch his touchdowns. So that's solid. You could do a lot worse. Jameer Gibbs, one of the most electric players in the league. So he's going to break a couple long touchdowns off a couple weeks and probably just win you your week there by himself.
Hmm.
I honestly don't know a ton about Trey McBride, but he seems like a quintessential cog to the Arizona offense. So, that's what
Traquan.
you want your yeah. I mean that's what you want in your tight end is just usage more than anything because
Yeah.
the days of the dominant tight end I think are pretty much over. Even Brock Bowers so far this season hasn't been phenomenal. So
Right.
I could be wrong. It's week 2, but I like the team. Stefan Diggs. I mean, hey, Rashid Shaheed. Both those guys are very talented. I think Quentin Johnston is a little bit of fool's gold.
Hmm.
Um, I think he's one of those players that just kind of gonna go off, and then I expect him to disappear for the next several weeks at least before he does anything more meaningful.
Hmm.
Could be wrong, but I like your team here. I think you've got solid depth for sure. How
He's
many
had
teams in this league?
12. It's 12-team league.
Oh yeah, definitely
Um,
solid team.
and Quentin Johnston, I I was conflicted about picking him up as well because um, it's not like he had terrible targets. He had a decent amount of targets, but nothing too crazy. So I'm like, is like you said, is this fool's gold? I'm gonna give him like
Could be.
one. If he gets another double-digit week, he's staying. But yeah, I know I'm heavy at wide receiver. Funny enough, first week or no, not even first week during the draft. Like while we were drafting, I was on Zoom with. It's a family league, so it's all my dad, my uncles, my brother, some cousins, all that stuff. I asked my brother in the moment because he took twice. He took the player that I wanted right before me, like because he was next to me in
The
the draft
worst.
order. So uh, I told him I was like, hey, um, I'll trade you straight up Stephon Diggs for Javante Williams because he was,
Oh man.
and at the moment, right, you didn't know Javante Williams was going to be as good as he's
Yeah.
been, and I took Diggs like the the round right before that, and it was kind of like, okay, I'm really strong at wide receiver. You're really strong at running back. We could make that work. And he's like, yeah, sure, send it to me. And then week 1 happens, and I'm like, he's not going to take that bait now. He's not going to do it now.
Yeah.
Um, and you know what? Good on him. I wouldn't either. After seeing that, I would at least wait it out a few more weeks. But I feel good
No, I
with.
mean that still could turn in your favor. Stefan Diggs could turn into the wide receiver one in New England, and Javante Williams and our entire running offense could putter out.
Yeah.
So
I mean, I think Diggs is already the one in New England, but
think
as
so.
far as climbing up the ranks of a lot of these other guys,
Yeah.
um, I like even right now. This is obviously a screenshot from this week's game from week 3, and he's projected to get more than George Pickens, but I still have George Pickens because I don't think Chicago is going to be able to lock down both him and
Probably not.
CD.
Yep.
So no, I have Diggs on my bench for right now, but and that'll probably stay that way. Um, I did put some draft notes together as well because I went back and looked at the draft. I wanted to see if I could get like a screenshot and put that up here, but then I was like, the text is going to be too small. It's going to be annoying. So I just like pulled some stuff that I saw that was interesting. So um, this is stuff that happened in my league. So obviously I got Stephon Diggs kind of late at at
Yeah,
the ninth round, so that's kind of a steal. But
that's definitely late.
Marvin Harrison Jr. At the fourth round, Garrett Wilson in the fourth round, both kind of steals. I mean, especially looking at this, you know, hindsight 2020. Some of those, it's like, yeah, you probably could have picked him up. Tyreek in the fifth, Travis Kelsey in the sixth. I know a lot of people don't go super early on tight ends, and I understand why you wouldn't with Travis after last year. Like, you think, okay, he's finally in decline. But still, even sixth round, that's a decent for a
Yeah, I
tight
mean,
end.
he's definitely had a drop off. He's not the Kelsey of previous years, but he's still going to get his touchdowns just because of the diva he is. He
Yep.
demands that the offense, work through him sometimes. So,
Hmm.
yeah, it's interesting to see that fall from grace at a position that is as thin as tight end, where you've got your premium guys, and then beyond that, it's just a bunch of duos and whatever,
Hmm.
typically blockers. So, yeah.
Um,
We saw it in the sixth round is kind of crazy to me, though.
yeah, yeah. I checked that out. Post. Um, like I said, I just grabbed the draft results, copied and pasted them in, and started reading through them. So I was surprised at that too. But I I don't know why. I guess I must have missed that part. But I think everybody was on the same wavelength of the Jets being crap
Yeah,
yet again. Um, so I mean that explains Garrett Wilson dropping as low as he did
true.
as well. Um, on the other side, these were some of the ones that stuck out to me as really bad. Drake London at 2 overall.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, yeah, that's my uncle. Shout out to him. He's funny.
Get me in this league, dude.
Yeah, right. Nico Collins. I feel like that was early for Nico, but
Yeah,
you got to understand it's a bunch of Texans fans.
I was about to
So
say these are homer picks.
yeah, yeah. Genty was at 2, or I'm sorry,
That's
round 2.
about where
You think that's about right?
his ADP was, I think. Early second round, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. Um, I think Jaden Daniels. I'll double check here because I have them just pulled up. Jaden Daniels, I think, was the earliest quarterback in the third round, 10th pick.
Yeah,
And then,
definitely a mistake.
and then if you'll see that right after, Bo Nix, fourth round, 7th pick. Uh, he went before Mahomes, Hurts, and Josh Allen.
Yeah, I don't know what you're doing there, man.
Yeah,
Josh Allen should have been the second quarterback off the board, I think.
I'm gonna pull it up right now because I feel like maybe I got it wrong. Allen, Josh Allen went. Oh no, I'm sorry. Josh Allen went round 3.
Okay.
I'm looking at my draft results now. I just copied and pasted it, and then sorted through it quickly with AI. So I must have just missed that. But throw me a player. I'll tell you where they got drafted.
Let me see. Tell me where Amon Ross St. Brown was drafted.
Had to have been first round, I bet. Yeah, he went 10th overall.
10th in the first round. Okay.
Yeah, Bijan went 3rd overall. I don't
Yeah,
know if
that I think that's about right.
yeah. Um. Oh, here's one that probably looks bad now. Bucky Irving went round 2, pick 4 overall, and I don't think he's
It's a
been
little
super
early, I
great.
think.
Yeah. Um.
I don't know. I need to look at the fantasy rankings for the year, to be honest with you. But
Yeah. You know what? I just realized maybe I pulled the trigger a little too quick. I don't know if anybody would. I don't know if somebody would have grabbed him, but Trey McBride, I took him in the second round. Um.
oh yeah, that's too early, man.
Well,
Let's
okay,
see. He
so
went in the fourth round in one of my leagues. Third round in the other one. Well, he did go in the second round in one of my leagues, but it was late second,
yeah.
21st pick. So he
Um.
was kind of all over the place.
So okay, family league again. Keep that in mind. I we always have a situation where it's like, okay, quarterbacks are going to go early. defense is gonna go early. Somebody's gonna pull the trigger. My dad got Lamar Jackson, and I feel less harsh about this one because it's Lamar Jackson, right? He picked him up in the second round, which was the earliest quarterback. Josh Allen went third round, second pick. Patrick Mahomes, or I'm sorry, Hurts, round three, pick 8. Mahomes right after that, pick 9. Jaden Daniels right after that, pick 10.
Jeez,
Um,
just a run on quarterbacks.
yeah, it's kind of like one person does it and everybody's like, "Oh, guess I
Oh,
got to go
panic
get
picking
a
for sure.
quarterback." But I got
You got to be the one that sits back and said, "Yes, yes, take all these QBs, leave my precious running backs for me."
yep, yep. Meanwhile, I picked up Dak Prescott in the 7th round and I'm doing
You
pretty
can be
well.
happy with that. It's
Yeah,
not bad.
yeah,
You
for
could have
sure.
even waited probably one more round on Dak, but no
Yeah,
worries.
yeah.
You're not going to be mad at yourself for that.
No, in the moment, I should have checked it out, but if everybody had either gotten a quarterback or were clearly waiting on a quarterback, I probably should have just been like, yeah, punt it and get somebody else and get Dak in, round 9 or something. But um, I'm only in one league. You, I believe, are in 3, or at least you
Yeah.
have 3 teams.
Yeah, I'm in 3 leagues. I am a degenerate. Um, yeah, I'm in 2 leagues with 2 separate leagues with different groups of my fraternity buddies,
Mhm.
and then another league with just some friends. Actually, looking through my teams, there was a lot of commonalities here
Yeah,
across my different teams.
I
So,
I had to double check when I did it. I was like, wait, are these the same teams? And it's like, no, you just drafted similar people. Um, I should have left the names in for these teams, but I'll just run through them really quick. So this is one of your teams where you have Lamar Jackson at quarterback, Chan at running back, Kyron Williams at running back. For wide receiver, you have Jamar Chase and Tyreek Hill. Nice.
yep.
Tight end David Njoku. At your flex, you have James Conner. Cardinals defense, which kind of sneaky good this year, which I wasn't expecting. And then your boy Brandon Aubrey at kicker. On your bench, you got Hollywood Brown, Stephon Diggs. Is that Jacoby Myers, right?
Yep.
George Pickens, DeAndre Swift, Bills defense, Quinshawn Judkins, and Joe Mixon. Who Joe Mixon and Quinshawn Judkins, by the way, you have on IR. Are you gonna have to pull Judkins off?
Yeah, if I want to make any other roster moves. So, right now I've got both him and do I have another person on IR? I'd have to check real quick. But yeah, this is probably going to be my best looking team because it's the 8-man league.
Hmm.
This is full PPR, and it's a keeper league. So my keeper from last season was actually Jamar Chase, so that counts as my first round pick there.
Nice. I've never
Um,
I've never done a keeper league. I always do redraft. How is that? Like, what are you?
it's
Do
not
you
bad.
prioritize
It makes
anything
you think a
differently?
little bit more um, about your picks.
Hmm.
Just you kind of have to think like who's going to be good this season, but like throughout the draft process too. Like, if you have a sneaking suspicion somebody's going to be really, really good and break out, like you pick them. Like you have the incentive to do that because long term, like it could pay off dividends down the road. So
Yeah.
it definitely in this league it pays to take bets on more electric rookie type players. Um, but yeah, in this league, I actually have Quinshawn Judkins and Mixon both on my IR slots, so the bench is stacked right now.
Hmm.
Um, Jamar Chase was my keeper, and look, in all three of my teams, I took Devon Achane as my first pick.
Nice.
I believe in going running back first always because the
Interesting.
depth is just not there. The difference between premium running backs and a middling running back is just massive.
That's a good point.
And I expected to be the Dolphins to be way better than what they've shown so far. I still expect them to be better than an 0-2 team.
Hmm.
Um, I don't know if that's going to happen this week, but we'll see. And then I went, let's see, Kyron Williams was my second pick, technically a round 3 pick. And then in the fourth round, so pick number 26, I went Lamar Jackson.
Hmm.
And I typically don't do that. I typically wait on quarterbacks for a long time. But I told myself this year, with this particular league and it being 8-man, another one of the kind of differences is you have to target players who are going to win your weeks.
Yep.
So like if you go for a bunch of low ceiling, high floor players, you're probably going to get beat out by somebody who has, one or two guys that just pop off that week.
Yep.
And so over the like 3 or 4 years I've been in this league now, I've tend to notice you want to target either younger electric guys or like the true playmakers that you think are going to have, 30-point weeks and that kind of thing.
Oh, like a
So
Travion Henderson.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, exactly. So that was the thinking going into picking Achan. I got Kyron Williams. I got Lamar Jackson round 4 because
Hmm.
I firmly believe he's going to have those games where he just takes over, scores like 2 running touchdowns and
Hmm.
that'll,
Generates him
I
like a
couldn't.
40-point game or something.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's him.
clearly my favoritism towards the Dolphins is showing through here because I managed to get Tyreek Hill in the 5th round.
Hmm.
Nobody wanted to touch him. I think that was kind of a
That's kind of a
steal.
steal. Yeah.
I mean, could be a steal. Right now, he's the 32 ranked wide receiver, so hasn't been good yet. But again, if the Dolphins turn things around, then it could be a steal for sure.
He'll
And I
get
think Tyreek is still Tyreek. He can always just break one off on you.
Yeah. And I mean, I think here I'm going to go back one to my notes. Yeah, like in my league, he was taken in the 5th round. So I I don't know why Tyreek has been a little bit later than I think I would normally expect for him. But it's still he's still going to be that guy, right?
Yeah,
And I think worst case scenario, um, with Miami, right? Even if they suck this year, he's the type of guy that would just be like, "All right, deal me." He's already
trade
he's
me,
already talked about it
trade me to
before.
the Chiefs, and then boom, I've got a premium player right
And
off the
and
bat.
Mahomes has a deep threat again, right?
Yep.
Because Mahomes' deep ball's been lackluster this year. We'll say that. Um,
So, when I'm torn between two players, I'm picking and I'm like, okay, I got these two guys, same position, and I'm weighing the pros and cons of each.
mhm.
At the end of the day, my decision maker is who do I think has more talent? Who
Yeah.
do I think is capable of just breaking one wide open?
Yep.
And I think Tyreek Hill has been that player. He's won me weeks in the past.
Mhm.
I've had him on several championship winning teams for fantasy. So, as terrible a human being as he is, he's a great fantasy asset.
He's one of those guys where you could be like deep in the third quarter and he has 2 points.
Right.
You go and use the bathroom and come back and he has 19, and you're like, "What the hell happened?" And it's like, "Yeah, oh, he had a 60-yard touchdown out of nowhere." It's like,
Exactly.
"Oh, okay,
Exactly.
cool." He's that guy. So, were there any of these guys that you either during your draft felt, "Oh, this guy's a steal," or maybe I reached a little too early? Because I know you said that with Lamar Jackson, but I don't think that's a reach, man. If you said fourth round, like
Lamar in the 4th, I don't consider a reach. It's just earlier than I typically
for
go
quarterbacks,
for a quarterback. I
fair.
typically wait on a quarterback and don't pick a premium guy. Like, for example, last year, I waited and waited, and I think I got Jaden Daniels in the 10th round. And
Oh,
that
what a
turned out to
steal!
be my league
Yeah.
winner. So,
Yep.
stuff like that. But this year, I was like, okay, I think Lamar is going to win the MVP. I want that premium quarterback in a league where he could win you, one or two games at least.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Do you want to
looking
move
through
to one of
the
your?
rest of this
Oh,
particular team, I
mhm.
mean, Pickens and Jacoby Myers were my 8th and 9th round picks. I think either one of those guys could turn out to be much better than that draft position.
You got Pickens
But
late.
otherwise, yeah, definitely late for those two guys.
Nice. I think I did too. That's really interesting because it just we've talked about it in previous episodes. I know he's behind CD Lamb technically, but he still carries himself like a wide receiver one. He
For
still
sure.
has the
He's got the
playmaking
skill set of a
ability.
wide receiver one.
Exactly. So
Yeah.
I was curious why his ADP fell, right? I don't know if it's just, hey, new environment. We don't know how he's going to be yet with Dak and with the rest of the Cowboys, but I feel like he's taken off and he's been
Yeah.
fantastic. So,
Yeah. Well,
um,
hey, I know you were not really believing when the Giants game was going on. We were texting and stuff this
y-
past week. But Dak looked to him at least 3 times
mhm.
for touchdown throws, so he's gonna get his this season for sure.
Yeah, I'm going to be honest. I was. I was mainly fantasy watching at that point. So it's like, yeah,
You were a doubting Thomas.
yeah. So during the game, I was like, you know, I was a little bit like, Pickens better catch something. Like we needed, but I mean, yeah, it seems like Pickens is a high utility guy for Dak. Um, so that's gonna be
He's just
fine.
going to
That's
spread things out and make life easier on CD Lamb,
yeah.
and also our running game. If you've got two receivers that you have to respect, it makes things a lot harder to stack the box
Hmm.
against our running game. And I think that's why Javante's looked. I mean, I'm not trying to take any credit away from him. He's been running hard.
Hmm.
He's broken tackles. It's been impressive running, and he looks like he's got fresh legs.
Yeah.
But I think the passing game being a threat absolutely opens up that run game.
Yeah. Yeah. And he's yeah. I think when you got people that you can't just not cover CD Lamb and George Pickens. You always have to consider them.
You
Um,
can't double cover them both either. So
exactly. So, and if you do that, okay, cool. You have I can't remember your tight end at the name, but he's going to be out in the flats
Jake
waiting.
Ferguson,
Yeah, Ferguson. Thank you. He's going to be
safety
out.
blanket.
He's going to be out in the flats. You can have uh, um, Jesus Christ, Javante. You could have Javante run a little out route as well. Like you're gonna have areas of opportunity that Dak can just dump off to because you have two star wide receivers that take up a lot of gravity. So, you want to
Yeah, I
move
mean, this
to
may be an overreaction, but after the first two games, I'm not worried about our offense.
no, not
I'm
not in the
much more
slightest.
worried about our defense and definitely our secondary in particular because they're just getting torched.
But even then, I feel like it's not the worst. Like okay,
It's
not
not the
I should
worst.
say not the worst in the league, obviously, but
No.
it's like mid tier defense right now. Do you want to move to your next team?
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's go over my other two teams because I don't want to take up a ton of time here.
Nah,
Let's
nah.
see.
So this one we got Kyler Murray at quarterback. For running back, you got Achan again, and is that Josh Jacobs, right?
Yes,
Um,
sir.
wide receiver, you have Scary Terry. You have Smith and Jigba. Shout out to you. I have him as well. Jake Ferguson at tight end. Jacoby Myers in your flex. Patriots at your defense. Carlson is your kicker. And then on your bench, is it Booty? Is it Booty?
Yeah, Kayshawn Booty.
It's Booty. Okay, cool.
I
Um,
think. I don't
I
know,
didn't know
man.
if it was like Booty or Booty or something.
I
Jerry Judy, Tony Pollard, and Brian Robinson Jr. Um, it's been interesting with him, being dealt. Oh, and then sorry, and then Eckler. You have
yeah.
Eckler on there. Did you like pick him
I,
up or is he like?
I drafted Eckler in the eighth round. Yeah, and I thought that was going to be a pretty good value pick,
Mhm,
at least for the beginning of the season, at least. But yeah, some things happen, and
yeah.
this is a
Is he
this is a
expected to
12
come back?
man league. What's that?
When is he expected to come back? It's this season, right? I
Eckler?
don't think he's out for the season. Eckler.
Eckler?
Yeah.
Oh, it's a torn ACL, man. Or not an ACL, torn Achilles. So he'll be out at least a year, if
Okay.
not more. A lot of people are saying that's career ending for his age because I think he's 31.
Yeah, he is up there,
Running
isn't he?
back, coming back from that injury at 32, 33. Like, I don't know. I
Yeah.
wouldn't put it past him. There's some guys I wouldn't put it past, and he's one of them.
Yeah.
But I don't think there's a really great chance that he comes back and plays another down, unfortunately.
Bummer.
Which is great because electric player.
Yeah. You said this is a 12-man league?
Yeah, 12-man league, so obviously it looks a little less stacked than the last team. Went Achan first. Went Josh Jacobs here over Derrick Henry.
Mhm.
So far, that hasn't proven to be a good decision, but I think over the course of the season, with how good the Packers are, I think that'll be seen as a good call.
Yeah.
And then I actually got McLaurin third round, Jackson Smith and Jigba fourth round.
Oh,
That's going to be
wow.
my steal of the draft for
That's a
sure.
steal. Yeah, absolutely.
Tony Pollard, Jerry Judy, Jacoby Myers again in the seventh. I think that's another steal.
Mhm.
And then let's see, Eckler in the eighth round, so he's injured. Xavier Leggett, ninth round. That was a mistake. The dude is a bonehead.
Yeah.
Um, he's got the physical skills, but I've dropped him, so he's out.
I
Kyler
have been
Murray in
in
the tenth.
I have been enjoying on Twitter people saying that he was faking his accent. He's got that southern accent like
He might have fooled me. I don't know. I kind of
South
bought into it
Carolina
late
type of
last
accent.
season. And I thought he maybe shown something with Bryce, but I don't think he's going to turn out to be anything decent. So
No,
got
especially now
Kyler
that
Murray in the
Bryce.
10th. I picked up Jaden Blue in the 11th round, but I've
Mhm.
since dropped him too.
Yeah.
2 healthy scratches from the Cowboys says a lot. I don't think I don't expect him to be on the team at the end of the year. We'll see.
Wow. Okay.
And it's unfortunate because he's a Longhorn.
Yep.
Ferguson in the 12th, that's a steal for sure. So waited on tight ends.
Yeah. 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 I didn't ask on the previous team. That's not a 12 team league, right?
That was eight man.
8.
This is
Okay.
12,
That
and then
makes
the
sense why
next
you're
one is 12 too.
that makes sense why the last one looks so stacked. I was like, man,
For sure.
he drafted well.
Yeah, everybody's team
Um,
looks awesome in that league.
yeah, that's I bet that's a lot of fun though. At least
It is.
you get to see a lot of fireworks and you don't see guys putting up like 2 point stinkers, but you don't have any other options, right?
Yeah, man, it was
Um,
funny last season. So I was still in 3 leagues there, but it was a 14 man, a 12 man, and an 8 man. And I had never done a 14 man before,
that
and
seems
that
crazy.
sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, the draft took forever. There's no players on waivers you can ever pick up. Like we even like removed the bench spot to make things easier.
Uh-huh.
Didn't help. Everybody's teams looks awful. It's just not exciting when you're, you know, who do I want to sub in? Like friggin' Ollie Gordon or Chase McLaughlin or something.
Yeah.
These really late round players are like the dudes you're depending on week in week out. So I guess in that respect, you really got to know ball.
Mhm.
And I like to think I do, but it's that was rough.
Yeah,
And then two dudes dropped out, and we dropped that one down to 12 this year.
yeah, that's I'm sure that's a little bit more comfortable. Yeah, because even if you know ball, right? Even if you keep up with it, it's like okay, it's just not fun, right?
It's not.
To be like trotting out a guy like that.
It's
Uh
hard to get excited about watching the games in the same way it is when you've got Jamar Chase and the other and T Higgins both on your team.
huh.
Instead, you got the wide receiver 3 on the Patriots and the wide receiver 2 on the Saints or
Yeah,
whatever. Like,
yeah, absolutely. A little bit of a struggle there for sure. Okay, last team we have for you. Oh, you picked up Kyler Murray again in this one at
yeah,
quarterback. Achan and Derrick Henry at running back. For wide receiver, you got Devontae Adams, Zay Flowers, Zach Ertz at tight end. Nice veteran pick there. James Conner in your flex. Packers defense. I bet that's proving really well for you now. Carlson at kicker. And then on your bench, you got Booty, Diggs. Who's Jay Sanders?
Jatavion Sanders, Longhorn,
Jatavian.
bro.
Oh my God, you're right. Yeah, yeah. Completely
Yeah,
forgot that name. Um, is that Devonte Smith?
yeah.
Ramondre Stevenson, Eagles D, and then Godwin on your IR. He's coming back this year though, right? I think he's
He will
probably
be
got
back
a
sometime
few
this
more
season. I
weeks.
think he's already like practicing in a limited fashion. So
hmm And this is a 12-team league.
12 team, half PPR. Yeah. This is my depth team, dude.
Yeah.
As you can see, I was on pick 12 out of 12 for this one, so I was at the turn.
Oh
So I picked
wow.
up Derrick Henry and Achan just to be totally stacked for my running back position right off
hmm
the bat. I figure Derrick Henry's a low floor kind of guy with always potential to break off one, and Devon Achan is like my high ceiling guy. So I got my thunder and lightning there,
hmm
right there.
Yeah.
Um, Devontae Adams in the third round. Obviously, I believe he's going to do some great things this season with LA. He had a great game last game. James Conner, I mean, this dude's never going to play a full season, but when he does play, it seems like he always scores a touchdown.
hmm
He's served me well in the past, so I just had to pick him up there for the flex spot. Looking over the rest of it, nothing too exciting. I managed to pick up Ertz in the 12th round, so again,
Oh,
waiting on
nice.
that tight end for sure. And that's turned out to be a pretty good pick so far. Now, he's old. That offense looks old.
Yeah.
So I don't
What
know.
I believe they're one of the like older
They are
rosters
one
in
of
the
the older
NFL,
teams
right?
in the league for
Yeah.
sure. But I mean, that's what I think we were saying back in our X Factor players. Like the team's old. If they get injured,
Hmm.
like at a couple different positions, like it's over.
Yeah, you cooked for the
So
year.
that's already happened with Eckler.
Hmm.
Um, but yeah, I mean, I got Diggs here, 7th round, Godwin 8th round, just to kind of give me a little bit more wide receiver depth later in the season, especially since Godwin will be back. I think he always gets his.
Hmm.
Um, Stevenson, actually,
When'd you grab
I
him?
picked him up, just as a late round depth pick, and he actually had a really good game with New England last week. So
Yeah,
I
I
think
mean,
that one could turn out to be a less one-sided affair with Travion Henderson than people were expecting after the preseason hype.
I was just about to say that's why I was asking when you got Stevenson because
Yep.
um again hindsight's 2020. I think a lot of people were expecting okay he's definitely it's going to be running back by committee with him and Travion, but it's kind of seemed like no it's Stevenson, like it's his
He's
position to
still the
lose.
veteran.
Yeah.
The coach, like especially a coach like Mike Vrabel, is
Hmm.
always going to trust a veteran more than a rookie in those critical moments. And hey, like Stevenson also caught a bunch of passes last game, and that's not typically his forte. So maybe they are actively looking for different ways to get him more involved. So that's promising to me. That could end up being a pretty good pick for the season.
Yeah, man. That's all we have for at least evaluating our fantasy teams. I have like a few more um, just thoughts to ponder over because it's something that I think of every year when I'm going through the draft process versus when I'm actually being a fan of football, not just a fan of fantasy, right? Are there any players particularly that stick out to you, whether like historically or this season, where you're like, hell yeah, I'm picking them up in fantasy, but when you actually watch when you're watching the game, it's like, man, they kind of suck. um, the
Huh.
the examples I'll give you here, it's typically dual threat quarterbacks because they pick up a lot of rushing yards. They'll typically be, especially if they're like a big dude, they're going to be right there on the goal line. Um, but then, yeah, and they'll still sling the ball. They'll still get the ball out. But when you get down to okay, are they winning games? It's it's not great. I'm specifically talking about people like Bryce Young this year so far. He had like a crazy game this last week, but it's like, dude, I don't want Bryce Young on my team. Like if I'm a fan of the team, not fantasy, right?
Yeah,
Um,
man, I feel like because of my drafting philosophy,
mhm.
like you want to go to the more talented player. I try not to do that because I have been burned in the past where I haven't done my research enough and I haven't known the player I'm picking, but all the analysts say
Yeah.
it's a great situation. They're going to be the bell cow back. They improve their O line, but like I don't know anything about this player,
Hmm.
and I pick him up, and or it's somebody that I have just followed loosely before, or something, on an unfamiliar, like an AFC team or something like that, and I'm like, this guy sucks, and I also don't get to watch as many of their games because it's an AFC team or
Hmm.
whatever, and they're never in my market, so I just really try to stay away from those question marks, and I'm sure that probably uh, is a downfall. I probably should take more risks, but that's just my style. It's been successful for me.
Yeah. Yeah. No, fair enough. I think it is a lot better and it's a lot more gratifying too when you're picking people that are good on paper, from a fantasy perspective, but also pass the eye test when you're actually watching the game too.
Yes,
Um,
absolutely.
I think some of the like another question for you. Um, is there a time where you've drafted a player that you're in week 2 or week 3 and you're like, yeah, I'm gonna win this league because of this player because he's having that crazy amount of points. I'm only
I don't
bringing this
know.
up
That early
because
in the season?
yeah, I'm bringing this up because last year I won my family league, and I had Derrick Henry,
Yeah, that would do
and
it.
I'm telling you, I don't
On
know his
fire.
actual average, but it was something crazy like 20 plus points a game. And from a running back, like yeah, they'll bust off those big games, but they're bound to have
He
one
did
that's
it
like
all the time.
mhm. He did it
So
so much. He got in the um, in the end zone pretty damn consistently. Um, so yeah, I guess when's the last time you won a league? And
I won. I won one last year. I think I won two the year before. So yeah,
who are your big players in those moments, if you remember?
Tyreek Hill, bro.
Tyreek Hill. Yeah,
That's the one that comes to mind when you say that. Like he's a game winner.
yeah,
That's the it was it last season? No, the season before last.
hmm
I mean, he was just on fire with Tua. Like
yeah,
it was great. So yeah.
yeah. I remember a few years back when he was with the Chiefs as well, where it was that same thing. It was like every week he's putting up
Yeah. I
crazy
feel like he
numbers.
was a little bit more boomer bust with the Chiefs.
hmm
He put up some more duds. I mean, he put up plenty with the Dolphins, but yeah, I think he's a little bit more of a core component to the Dolphins offense than he was with the Chiefs because they had Kelsey and everything too.
Yeah, he had a lot of weapons in
Yeah.
in that time, and now it feels like he has none.
Yep.
But Mahomes, I mean. So yeah, yeah, it's gonna be the main part of our pod. Jump into the tip drill.
Yes, sir. Let's do it.
All right, let's do it. First game. Who dat? Who day? This is going to be baby pictures. I'm going to show you some players from when they were kiddos, and you're going to have to tell me who this player was.
Okay.
Most of them current, but I have some that are older players too, retired players.
I'm gonna be awful at this. But let's go.
Who's this? This guy? Who's this sharp young man? And
Oh,
if you want, let
is
me
that
know.
Lamar Jackson?
It is not Lamar Jackson. I can give you a hint though. Let me know if you need a
Please.
hint.
Yeah, give me a hint.
Um, running back.
Derrick Henry.
It's not Derrick Henry.
Who is it?
That's Saquon.
Okay.
Yeah, you can kind of see it. It's so
Yeah, I
funny
can see it.
where like in the moment I'm like, I don't. That kid doesn't look familiar at all. And then then I put up the headshot right next to it, and I'm like, okay, I
I
see
can
it.
see it now. Yeah, for sure.
All right, who's this young man? Look at the
Is
teeth.
that Daniel Jones?
No, no, no. I'll give you a hint. This guy's retired. Look at the teeth. Look at the eyes. I feel like the eyes give it away the most for me.
That's Tony Romo.
That's Tony Romo. Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
okay, okay.
Yeah. See, I feel like you just need
The
to warm
eyes
up
for
at it.
sure.
Yeah.
That's a good
um.
one.
All right. Who's this young man? Let me know if I need to zoom in as well. Here,
Looks like Frank Gore, man.
it does look like Frank Gore. I never even considered that. Yeah, it does kind of look like Frank Gore. It's
Um,
not, but yeah. Here, I'm gonna.
yeah, I don't know. Why is the terrible crop?
Yeah, here. I'll crop it down and then I'll blow him up again. There we go.
Um,
Defensive end.
Jalen Ramsey?
Defensive end.
Oh, sorry.
I could see it though. I know what you.
Is that Micah?
That's Micah. Yeah, it is.
Okay. I'm sorry. I thought you said defensive back.
Yeah, yeah. No worries. I feel like, especially again, you look back on it in retrospect and you're like, oh, okay, I see it now.
Yeah,
For
for
me,
sure.
it's like that big like eyebrow. Uh,
He's got like an
ridge.
eyebrow ridge.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, and it's like, oh, okay, I see it. Yeah, that's Micah.
Yeah.
Who are these
I
two?
still just see Frank Gore.
It did look like Frank Gore. I'll
These
give
are
you
the
that.
Kelseys.
Of course, that's the Kelseys. That's Travis and Jason. Um, yeah, no, that's good. I think they're in. I want to say these are like hockey jerseys or something.
So
And
has Jason always been the thick one and Travis has always been the taller, handsome one?
no, I'm pretty sure this is Jason. I'm sorry, I don't think you can see my mouse. On
But they're
the
swapped?
right, on the right
Yeah, I guess that
is
makes
is
sense.
Jason. On the left is Travis. You kind of see it
Okay.
in the smiles, especially in the eyebrows.
Yeah, the eyebrows I think on the right give the Jason away. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep. But I don't know for sure. I think these are hockey jerseys, and I'm trying to picture them as hockey players. Holy crap! I would be scared if they were on the back line.
Yeah. Yeah, I wouldn't be wanting to play hockey against these guys.
Yeah, yeah. Who's this sharp young quarterback?
Is that Joe Burrow?
That's Joe Burrow. You got that one immediately. Macaulay Culkin looking,
Yeah.
you know. That's actually Macaulay Culkin in a movie. No, yeah, Joe Burrow has a pretty distinct look. I feel like that was an easy giveaway.
For sure.
Um,
Also 2006.
oh yeah, I guess I kind of gave it away too. I'm pretty sure the crop I cropped out his name is down at the bottom.
Gotcha.
Who's this? That's not Pele, by the way. Teeth, the eyes. I feel like that gave it away. Um,
I'm
wh-
blanking here.
wide receiver. He's currently not on a roster. I don't think he's officially retired though.
Is it Odell Beckham?
Yeah, it's Odell Beckham. Yeah,
Okay.
you get man. He
I don't really see this one, I guess.
really, I see it in the
Maybe
eyes.
maybe sort of the hairline and the head shape.
Yeah, I feel like at the
But
end of his eyes, they kind of like as they go
a
closer to
downward
the side.
slope. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So I think that gives it away for me.
Okay, yeah.
Man, I like Odell Beckham. I wish he was back in the league. I want him somewhere. I think he was talking to the Chiefs this week, by the way.
I
So
wouldn't be surprised, man.
we'll keep
Yeah.
our eye on that.
Wasn't he with the Ravens last season?
Yes, for like a week.
Yeah.
It wasn't anything. Who's this guy?
What position?
Defensive end. Tell you what, I'll give you another hint. He went to Texas A&M.
Von Miller?
No,
Miles Garrett?
that's Miles Garrett. Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay.
I see. This is the one that I didn't see, and I think it's because I only picture
I don't see it
Miles
at
with
all.
I only picture Miles with the hair, right? With this, or I think how he has it now, he's got like the headband and like afro. But yeah, man, I'd and his teeth look a lot better too. Obviously, he's a kid, he's losing teeth, but this I was gonna use a different picture, but I couldn't because you would have known it immediately. Have you seen the
Really?
picture of him next to his high school teammates?
Yeah. I think
Dude, he's a
there was a picture
monster.
like that of Bradley Chubb or something on like the track team, and it's just like this swole, jacked human being with all these middle schoolers.
Yeah,
Like,
he got super serum. Like
yeah.
he looked massive next to him. I'll in editing, I'll put up a picture of it. But yeah, man, he was massive next to his teammates. Who's this guy? Little crybaby. Comes from an NFL family, by the way.
The Arch Manning? I don't know.
It's not Arch. It's an NFL player. I don't want to give his position away because I feel like if I told you his position, it would give it away immediately.
NFL family.
Mhm.
It's a Broncos
I don't.
jersey.
He does not play for the Broncos. There's
Yeah,
your hint.
Yeah, I don't know.
I think his dad played for the Broncos. That's Christian McCaffrey.
Ah, okay.
I don't know what's happening in this game, but he looks sad. He looks upset. He looks like he's crying. I mean, he's a kid. He's probably just like saying, "I'm hungry" or something. Who knows? But
Looks like he's sitting next to Christian Bale.
yeah, no, hey, that is
You see
Christian
that?
Bale. No, I kind of see what you're saying. But yeah, that's Christian McCaffrey. Family in the NFL. His brother Luke McCaffrey plays for the Redskins. Oh, I'm sorry, the Commanders.
Commanders,
Commanders. Yeah, I'll bleep
Yeah.
out. I'll bleep that out. We don't use those terms here. Okay, who's this guy? Defense.
Vita Vea?
It's not Vita Vea. Linebacker.
Really?
I feel like we're more of an offensive-minded podcast, if I'm being real.
Probably so. I don't know who this is.
That's Fred Warner.
Okay.
This one you could see immediately.
I
in the
see it
face.
now.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, all right. I got this one. This one's a treasure for you. Who's this guy? You got this one immediately, right?
No, I don't.
All right. Here, let me help you out. I'm gonna go ahead and zoom in.
It's Michael Strahan,
Yeah, it
right?
is. Yeah, it is. You
Okay,
saw those
okay.
teeth, that gap. You know that's Michael Strahan. I love that he's just never fixed it. You know
Whatever, dude. It's his thing. He's like Anthony Davis in the brow, you know?
exactly. Oh, that's
That
good.
was fun.
Yeah, you didn't do too bad on those. I mean, I feel like you did decent.
You gave me a couple hints, and I feel like those helped a lot, but
Yeah, yeah. What's what do we have up next? Playoffs. Yes, sir. Boom. Here we are. Okay, so in this one, we're talking playoffs, baby. I'm going to show you 2-0 teams, and we're going to decide if they can miss the playoffs, and then we're going to look at some 0-2 teams to decide which could make the playoffs. So we're going to start here. We got AFC North. Bengals are 2-0. How are you feeling about the Bengals?
not good, Jim.
Um,
No, I mean, obviously Burrow being out is a huge loss,
yeah.
but I do think Jake Browning is one of the better backup quarterbacks in the league.
Hmm.
They'll probably be fine. I don't expect it to be a one seed or anything like that,
Hmm.
but I do expect them to make playoffs.
Yeah. Do you think they sneak in as well? They're gonna have to be a wild card because no way they do better than the Ravens. Um, do you think they're a high or low wild card? Like, do they get in with like 11 wins or do they get in with like 9?
I would hope an 11 win, but probably more realistically a 9.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
thinking the same thing. I just it also isn't super convincing that their 2 wins are against the Browns, at the Browns, and versus the Jags. It's like,
True.
and those have been close. They haven't been like astounding wins. Um, at least the
They
Jag
play the
ones was
Vikings this
close.
week. Not. It will be a Vikings not at full strength, but that should be the first real test.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah. I mean,
we'll see.
Vikings good defense at least. Like,
Yeah,
you know, uh, obviously you don't factor in their offense when you're talking about the Bengals offense side of the ball. So, um,
well, I think you kind of do. The Bengals have won games by shooting out other teams, not
that's true.
stopping them.
Yeah. Okay. Fair enough. I think I don't know. I think they still make the playoffs. I think
I think
it's
so too.
I think they eke it in.
I think so
Um,
too.
Also in the AFC North, we got the Browns 0-2 versus the Bengals and at the Ravens. Make or miss?
Got to be a miss, right?
That's got to be a miss. I
I mean,
not only did
they
they.
don't even know who their quarterback is,
Hmm.
and all respect due to Joe Flacco, he's not going to carry them to the playoffs.
No.
I don't see what playmakers they have other than Quinshawn Judkins. Jerry Judy can be good, but he's not electric. So I don't know. I guess it just hinges on their defense and if Miles Garrett and them can tighten up and make their games winnable for the offense. But no, I don't see them making playoffs.
I don't
I
either.
think this is a lost season for them. They want to try and figure out their quarterback situation for next year.
Yeah, I'll have to take a look back at their schedule, but this is a 5-6 win team max.
Yeah.
Probably lower in my opinion.
Yep.
AFC East, we got the Bills 2-0, and those are against the Ravens and at the Jets. Um, I'll venture to say, and I believe you said it on our overreactions episode. I don't think they're just gonna make the playoffs. They might go undefeated. Like I haven't seen a flaw in the game yet. Um,
Yeah, it's tough to find one.
yeah,
They're a complete team, just as much as the Packers. Um, I think if they miss the playoffs, that's
it's a travesty.
some sort of travesty. Yeah, something has gone very, very wrong. So
If they don't
they
make the
should be a shoe in
yeah,
for a one seed.
if they don't make the playoffs, that means Josh Allen, James Cook, Keon Coleman, all got injured somehow,
Yeah,
right? Um, yeah, I think they make it in, and I think they make it in probably as the 1 seed, with like 14 wins. I don't think 15-2 would be pretty awesome. And like you said, like we said, maybe they'll go undefeated. I don't think, obviously, you
They
wouldn't
won't go
bet that,
undefeated,
right?
but
Um, but yeah, I think 14 wins is the
realistic
floor,
for
right?
sure.
You know, uh, Jets are 0-2, versus Steelers and versus the Bills. So 0-2 at home, but I haven't hated what I've seen from them.
Nope.
I think Fields is going to go. He's out this week. He's injured, I believe,
Concussion.
from concussion protocol. Um,
Now that sucks.
yeah.
And I do think I don't see them winning any games where he's out.
hmm
But I wouldn't be surprised to see them sneak into the playoffs either, especially given what their division looks like with the Dolphins just kind of flailing right now. And
hmm
I mean the Pats look strong, but they've lost against two competent teams, one
hmm
very good team.
Yeah.
Um, I don't think they should be ready to pull the plug just yet. I think once they get Fields back, let's see what this team can do because they have looked exciting.
Yeah. And I think with the AFC, especially with the AFC South, whoever the division winner is, at least over the last few years, has been kind of crap. They've been like a 10
Yep.
win team, like my Texans. Um,
Yep.
and then what's the other division here? AFC West. No, you got some hard hitters there. So I was trying to think, okay, if they sneak in as a wild card, what does that look like? But you'd still have to get 9, 10 wins to be a wild card here, maybe. But I don't really see that for them. Like I said, they've looked good. They look like a good 0-2, but
For sure.
obviously that has the momentum to kind of cascade and
And
end
they
up being
are the Jets at the end of the day. So,
absolutely.
yeah.
Next one, we got the Dolphins at 0-2 at the Colts and versus the Pats. Um, this one
A
makes me like,
conundrum.
yeah, because it's like,
I don't think they're as bad as they've shown. And a lot of the problems have been their quarterback.
and I think my issue here mainly is the lack of confidence with Tua. Um, Twice this week, I've seen some that like him in interviews saying like, "Hey Tyreek, don't don't run too far. You got to come back to my balls." And I'm like, "Do you not have the confidence to make a deep pass?" You know? And he'll talk about other like he talked about Josh Allen, and look, I get it. You give flowers to your competitors for sure, but the way you made it seem is like, oh yeah, Josh Allen's way more equipped than I am, and I'm like, what are you doing?
Like,
The
you're in the
self-deprecation
league,
here,
bro.
yeah. Don't do this because it's just gonna make you look stupid. Like you're not saying good things about your competition. You're just saying bad things about yourself. Like don't.
Yeah.
So it doesn't really instill confidence at all with Tua, and he's a concussion away from being out of the league. Like it just seems like a lot of things have cascaded for him that haven't been great. Um, I don't know what they do from this point. I don't
I hope they
know.
can get it together for my fantasy team's sake, man, because
Yeah, yeah, right. Um,
yeah.
yeah, for Tyreek and for Achan.
Yeah.
On multiple teams, by the way, that you
All
have.
three teams.
All three teams are
Achan.
Achan and
Yes.
and Tyreek. Okay.
Well,
Yeah.
not Tyreek, just Achan.
Okay. Um, but yeah, it doesn't instill confidence. The Colts one was a blowout. The Pats one was closer, but still nothing great.
Two is
Um,
throwing a lot of picks, man.
yeah,
I mean, yeah.
yeah,
I don't know what's going to happen with these guys.
yeah. And speaking of one of those teams that just completely blew them out, the Colts. The Colts are 2-0, which I mean has that
Everybody saw it coming, of course.
has that even happened since like I don't know Andrew Luck? Like when's the last time they started 2
Probably
0,
not.
right?
I don't know.
These are against the Dolphins and the Broncos, who are both again not bad teams. These aren't like teams scraping the bottom of the barrel. I don't think the Dolphins are as bad as they've looked on paper, and
True.
the Broncos are one that I think we both consider on their way. Um,
Good defense.
yeah,
Offense needs work.
yeah. Um, I don't think anybody was expecting them to be 2-0, and
No.
here they are. Um,
No.
I think they make it. I think they make it. I trying to remove my bias as much as I can. I still don't think I still think the Texans end up winning the division. I maybe that's stupid to say right now because they're on this slide deck as well, but on the other end of it being 0-2.
Hmm.
Um, but
Yeah, I
I
mean
still
it's
think the
it's
Colts
tough
are
to
a wild
say
card.
4 games back,
Yeah,
um, and you're only two
especially
weeks in, but
yeah, and this would look a
there's
lot.
a lot of season left to play. The Texans are a talented team.
Mhm. This would look a lot worse, and I'd be a lot more worried if any of these games were in division, right? They played 2 games outside of the division. We played 2 games outside of the division. Titans and Jags both first 2 games were outside of the division. So there's still like,
True.
we win our next game against the Jags and an additional in division foe and we're right back in it. Like I'm
It's
not
true.
um but maybe that's some copium from me. Um The Titans 0-2 at Broncos versus Rams. I like what I've seen from Cam Ward. It's not terrible, especially this last Rams game where he's throwing some crazy like crossbody passes
Yeah,
that were kind of on the money. Um,
it was on the money, that crossbody he threw. I mean, I don't know that I would have thrown that,
no,
but the ball's on that guy to make it. So
yeah,
I like Cam Ward. I don't see the Titans making the playoffs in,
I don't
you
either.
know,
I think
any
this is
of
a
the million possibilities that Doctor Strange looks into the future for. I just don't see it happening.
no. I think this is a 6-win team.
Yeah.
But they
Rebuild season.
yeah, but
But
they've
Cam Ward will be something to watch for next year. Like they could be good.
yeah,
Add a couple more pieces.
and um they have flashes of brilliance here and there, where they have again something from Cam Ward or something from any number of their offensive weapons, but not there yet. So we'll see.
Yeah.
Texans at 0-2. Um, the reason, and I'll say this first, and then you can give a more level-headed take. Um, we're 0-2, but it's against the Rams and the Bucks, who are both 2-0, and um, I think those are both top-tier NFC teams. Um, NFC
And
has
they were both winnable games too.
that too. Yeah, these were both games where we were leading and lost. Um, so I think those are ones that um, D'Amico Ryans will clear up later on in the season. This type of stuff won't happen. It does happen early in the season.
Yep.
Um, However, these are going to be ones that if we miss the playoffs, that are going to be like, shit, we were right there. If these games would have gone differently, because
It's the O line issues with you guys more than
yeah,
anything. And it's Stroud not really having enough time to do what he needs to do back there. I still have faith and confidence that he's a good quarterback,
mhm,
despite the sophomore slump. It's just the injuries, man. If y'all can avoid the injury bug, get some guys back,
yep,
bolster up that O line, and get them to gel, give them some time to really work together over the season, then you guys should make the playoffs.
yeah.
Um,
This game,
like you said, it's 2 losses against good teams,
this team could,
against teams that are going to win their divisions. I think.
yeah, this team could easily be 2-0.
Yeah.
You know, we'll try to breeze through some. We've already been yapping too much with this one, because we have 21 slides on here, and we're on slide 10. Um, AFC West, we have the Chargers 2-0 versus Chiefs, and then at the Raiders. I think this is the division winner. I think they finally snatched that crown from the Chiefs.
Dude, it's funny because as much as I believe in Herbert,
Mhm.
it would be the most Charger things ever to to go 2-0 and then miss out on the playoffs. I could absolutely see them missing out on playoffs
Yeah,
just because of who they are, the pedigree of their team.
yeah,
Now, Harbaugh is something different than we've seen the Chargers in the past, so I
hmm
don't think an utter collapse is coming. I'm not predicting that, but I think it would be hilarious. No, I think they're probably going to win their division, so they'll make playoffs. I'll think they'll be sorely disappointed if they don't.
yeah. I like I said with the last few slides with the AFC South about not playing any games in division so far. They're 2-0 with both of those teams being in their division. This immediately gives them a leg up
Hmm.
as far as any sort of tiebreakers go at the end of the season. But you know who you can't count out? The damn Kansas City Chiefs. They're 0-2,
Nope.
but again, just like the Texans, they played against the Chargers, against the Eagles. Um,
They'll be a wild card team. I
I
mean,
think
it's just
so,
going to happen.
and,
It's going to happen. They're going to make playoffs.
and it's gonna suck so bad whenever Lamar Jackson. One of the two, Lamar Jackson or Josh Allen, is gonna play somebody really crappy, and steamroll them. But one of those guys is gonna get ousted by the Kansas City Chiefs in the wild card round
Probably, yeah.
because that's how
It's just
fate
how it
is.
goes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hopefully that doesn't happen.
Tradition at this point.
Exactly. Hopefully that doesn't happen, and we can finally see the AFC Championship we want to see. Moving over to the NFC now. NFC North, 2-0 against the Lions and the Commanders. The Green Bay Packers, if I didn't say. Um, I think this is another division winner. They were fantastic. They've both wins are against good teams. I think the Lions, they're 1-1, so they're not in this slide deck. But I think they're a playoff team. Um,
Definitely. They
so
should be a Super Bowl contending team.
you think so? The Lions?
The Packers.
Okay. Um,
Lions should be in the hunt for a playoff spot for sure.
yeah. No, I agree. I think Green Bay right now for hmm. Yeah, I'll say it. Yeah, for me, this is the NFC champion.
Yeah.
I think they would handle the Eagles. I think the way that they've retooled, obviously with Micah Parsons, I feel like it's every episode. Um, it's they're just too good.
I mean, the impact he's making on the defensive side of the ball is undeniable.
Yeah, and they're so good on that side of the ball that they just need to be okay on offense, and they're better than okay with Jordan Love back there.
He
Um,
doesn't turn the ball over. I mean, that's what
exactly,
you need.
exactly. Also in the NFC North, 0-2, the Chicago Bears
Oh,
uh,
Bears.
versus the Vikings, and at the Lions are there two losses. Um, I don't think they make the playoffs.
No,
I think
I
they're.
don't think they can make the playoffs. Their division is one of the worst to try and make it in. So no, I think they get beat down the rest of the season. Unfortunately,
I
I think
disagree.
they win a handful of games
I disagree with you. I think they are going to end up being like a meddling playoff team. They're going to miss it, but I think they eight or
in the
nine.
hunt
Yeah, like
for
eight,
like a
nine
wild card
wins.
spot.
hmm
Yeah,
That's how I feel about them. I just think that Caleb Williams will figure it out, and Ben Johnson's too good on the offensive side of the ball to not take advantage of that. We'll
haven't
see.
seen it yet
We saw it against the Vikings,
in the first half of the Vikings.
and we saw, and yeah, something you had mentioned of like, when he's on scripted plays, he's a lot better. But I think he'll adapt to Ben Johnson's offense, and I think he'll be just fine. There
We'll
were
see.
even times in the Lions game, or yeah, in the Lions game this last week, where I'm like, I see the flashes, I see the vision, but yeah, the Lions are obviously too much to handle.
Yeah,
NFC East 2-0, the Eagles versus Cowboys, and at the Chiefs. Um,
they'll win the division.
they'll win the division, but I feel like it's just we said this earlier in the pod. They're just not fun to watch. Like I don't
And I hate them, dude.
yeah. I can't oops. It's hard to put that in words, but it's like they don't against the Cowboys, like it was a fun that one I guess was a fun game to
It's a fun
watch,
game.
but more so because of the rivalry, because of the first game, literal first game of the season. Um, then the Chiefs one, a lot of a lot of there wasn't a lot of fireworks, and it just
Yeah.
wasn't. I don't know what it is yet. Maybe it's just the Jalen Hurts discourse that I've heard so much of, but it just doesn't seem like this is the team that it was last year. Saquon looks just a step behind than he was last year, but I'm sure he'll pick that back up. This team will be fine. Don't get me wrong
Yeah,
here.
they'll be
Like you
fine.
said, they're division winners. I just don't think they're as good as they were last year.
I won't disagree.
Giants 0-2 at Commanders at Cowboys.
They should be the bottom of the division.
Yeah,
Russ sucks. We got to see a little bit of Jackson Dart last game. That was cool.
Yeah,
No, I
weirdly
don't
too.
see I don't see how they make the playoffs in this division either. With the Eagles being so good, the
Hmm.
Commanders are competent, and the Cowboys appear to be somewhat competent. So
Yeah,
it's gonna be tough for them,
yeah.
especially with two division losses right off the bat.
Exactly. Um, they're one of those teams where like we were kind of talking about this earlier on. Um, they suck. You're right. They're going to win 3 games this year, 4 games maybe. Um, but they're going to light it up on the stat sheet and have a lot of good fantasy players like Malik Neighbors,
Probably.
like Tyrone Tracy, like Russ. Every now and then he's going to have a 30-point game followed by a five
Yeah,
point game.
apparently.
But um, next up, NFC South. We have 2-0 Tampa Bay at
Should win their
Falcons and
division.
at Texans. I believe they win their division too. I kind of seems like that's a foregone conclusion. That's what we've said since the beginning of the season. Baker
Baker's
Mayfield
that
is
dude, man.
yeah. I saw some
I'm sorry for what he did to your Texans this past week,
that hey
but
that's
it
what
was fun to watch.
that was one of my picks. That's what I predicted. I figured that was going to happen. He's really good in the
He's the
clutch.
man.
Um, I think I saw some discourse on Robert Griffin III's new podcast about is Baker a top 5 quarterback? You don't think he is
Not top five. He's top
right
10.
now. Right now, you don't think he's a
Not
top
right
5?
now.
Interesting. Okay. Um, not that I'm not saying Robert Griffin III is the end all be all, but he's a previous pro quarterback. I would put Baker probably like 6 or 7.
Something like that, probably. I mean, I'd have to rank them out, but yeah, my gut tells me like 7 to 9 range.
Yeah. I just think
But he's got
statistically.
those intangibles. Like,
Mhm.
I-
Well, see,
I'd
that's
much rather trust Baker Mayfield on a 2 minute drill marching the ball down
mhm.
the field than I would Dak Prescott. But I think Dak Prescott's a better quarterback.
See, okay, so I it's interesting because you say he has. Ooh, my camera just I just tapped my camera. Sorry about that. Um, you're right. He has the intangibles, but he has the tangibles too. He has like the most yardage, the most touchdowns since like 2023. If I find the graphic that I saw, I'll try to put it up in editing right now. But he has everybody that we talk about that's like, okay, this is the best quarterback in the league with Lamar, with Josh Allen, with Burrow. He's right there neck and neck with all of them, you know?
True.
So,
That was.
interesting. Obviously, maybe the graphic that I saw was a little bit more cherry picked than I had realized, but I don't know if it was.
Maybe we should dive into some more in-depth quarterback stats like that in the
Yeah.
future episode.
Yeah, for sure. I like when I've seen like pass charts on Twitter. Maybe we can do something around that in future
Yeah.
episodes. NFC South, we also have the Saints at 0-2 versus the Cards versus the Niners. I think we agree, not going
Bottom
anywhere here.
feeders.
5 wins.
Yeah, maybe.
Panthers 0-2 at Jags at Cards. I don't think they make the playoffs. I don't think they sniff the playoffs. I think this is 7 wins. They just,
I
I think Bryce Young can do something, and I like a lot of his targets. Um, but yeah, I don't.
I don't know. I think I have the soft spot for the Panthers, and like I want them to do well. I could see them being a playoff team if they just have a total resurgence like they did last season with Bryce Young coming in and just, turning the lights out with how well he plays.
Mhm.
So I could see them making the playoffs, but realistically, probably not.
Yeah. Okay. That's fair. Yeah, I don't think playoffs. Okay, so the next 3, we've definitely had 3 teams in one division make the playoffs before. Happened last year, right? With the
Yeah,
Lions, Vikings, and who am I missing there?
Green Bay.
Green Bay. Thank you. Um, in NFC West, we have 3 2-0 teams. We have the San Francisco 49ers. Their 2-0 is at Seahawks, at Saints. I'm just going to go through them all right now, and then we could
Yep.
have some discourse. The Cardinals 2-0 at Saints versus Panthers, and then the Rams versus Texans and at Titans. realistically, one of those teams is bound to miss the playoffs, right? I think we have too many solid teams in here for all three of those to get in, right? Between teams that are 1-1 that we think they're probably going to make it, like the Commanders, like the Cowboys that we have to consider. Um, I just I don't think all three of these are going to make it.
My gut tells me that the Niners are going to be the one to miss out,
Interesting.
and that it'll be Cards Rams.
Tell me
But
why.
I don't know, man. It's a gut feeling. I
Okay,
just feel like
fair
the
enough.
Niners
You did say
have
gut
the
feeling.
injury bug. I don't think it's going away for them.
Hmm.
And I think I said it before. Their season kind of hinges on how good Christian McCaffrey is going to be able to hold up.
Yeah.
And I don't think he's going to be able to hold up throughout the season.
You think his
I just don't. I
hamstring's
just
just
don't
going
do
to
it.
fall off the bone at some point?
I mean, it's his Achilles
Oh, his
tendonitis or
Achilles.
whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that's an injury that is prone to re-aggravation. It's probably going to happen,
Yeah.
and not that I don't believe in his backup, Brian Robinson, because that dude came back from a gunshot in the leg in like 2 months or something.
Yeah.
I think he's tough as nails, but I just for some reason I get the sense the Niners are not going to be good this season.
Ricky Pearsall also came back from a gunshot wound. Do they just have a type now?
Yeah,
They're just like, oh,
yeah,
let's get all the guys that can recover from that.
it's
Um,
not a bad strategy.
no, yeah, those dudes are tough. Interesting. Because I thought you were gonna say the Cardinals. Because they've just played lackluster talent right now. And some of those have been like close-ish. But at the same time, I'm like, I kind of like the way they've looked. I like
I
their
kind of see them
defense.
putting it together with Marvin Harrison Jr.
Yeah.
I think Kyler Murray is experienced at this point to know how to man the ship.
Hmm.
They've got decent playmakers. Yeah, I just feel like this could be a season where the Cards do better than they have historically.
Hmm. So does that mean we both agree that Rams are the division winner here then?
Should be.
Yeah. Because
They
yeah,
seem like
I'm
the team
assuming you
that.
don't think the Cards are. I don't think the Niners are. So,
Yeah, I think the Rams should win this division.
yeah, I think that's fair. Um, yeah, it's interesting. I think with that whole slide deck, right? Seeing the 2-0 versus 2-0, or I'm sorry, 2-0 versus 0-2. Um, you know, there's at least a handful of those 2-0s that are going to miss, and maybe one or two of the 0-2s that are going to make it. That
Yep.
happens every year. So, we'll see what happens. Um, Next thing we got up, and again, we could run through some of these. I know we're kind of running along with the games.
Do we want to save the concessions one till next time? I really want to do the age draft.
Let's do that. All right. Well, sneak peek for listeners. There's one where we're grading the concessions at different stadiums.
I'm
We'll,
excited for this one because I
we'll,
have no idea what any of those are going to be.
yeah, yeah. So we'll look at the NFC and the AFC ones next week. Then we'll finish it off here um, with the old head draft. I gotta pull up the link because I could either figure this out on the fly or I can open up this link. And I'm gonna
You
open up
better
the
come
link.
prepared, man. I got this one.
You think you
I'm
got
gonna
this one?
beat you. I've
You
already got it planned out.
you have the first pick. So just so listeners know, this is going to be active players born on or before September 16th. So yesterday, as we're recording,
1993.
93. So this is like 32. I basically took, it's basically my age and older, and that in itself made me feel really old because I'm like, okay, I'm at the age now that most players are like the old guys, and I'm like, damn, okay, because I don't feel old, but now I feel old. So,
Yep.
um,
Yeah, the NFL dream is truly gone at this point, man. Sorry.
you don't think I'll make it?
No.
All right, you got the first pick. Where do you want to go?
Got this one, man. Easy.
Mhm.
Bobby Wagner.
Bobby Wagner for defense, right?
Yes, sir. 5 or 6 time All Pro first team. Come on. Legion of Boom defense.
Fair enough. Yeah. I think I want to. There's a lot of quarterbacks. So
There
I feel
are.
like I don't need to
But
go
there are
down them
only
right
two
away.
correct answers.
Yeah. Yeah, there is. Um Do we consider fullbacks running backs? Can I?
Sure. I mean, if you want to throw a fullback in there,
Cool. Then I'm taking Juice. Kyle.
I'll use check.
Yeah, man. I think
Okay.
no. For real. Out of this group
No,
of
I mean,
guys.
there's very few running backs on the list, so I'll give that one to you.
Yeah. I'm sorry.
And
I'm
I'm
looking up
actually
how
gonna
to spell his name. Give me 1 second. Uh, CZ. Why? What a name.
just
Like,
type a bunch of random letters at the end.
yeah, right. Just smash the keyboard. All right, you're up.
um, hmm. I think I'm gonna go with Matt Stafford at quarterback here.
Stafford. Okay. Yeah, that's fair. That means I get first pick at wide receiver. Who am I gonna take here? I'm gonna go Mike Evans.
That's a good one.
Yep. Yep. I gotta take
My
Evans
number
here.
2 pick for what it's worth. Probably should have been my number 1 though. I'm gonna go with Devonte Adams.
You can go with Devontae Adams. Fair enough. And then just like that, I'm gonna go and get. I'm gonna get Hopkins.
Ooh,
Yeah. 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 I felt
dang! I
like I
didn't
had
have him
to.
written down. Okay, well now I've got a choice between 3 that I've written down.
I didn't. Hey, we didn't set this rule, but since I kind of bended the rule with running back, if you want to put a tight end here, you could put a tight end there. I think that's fair if you wanted to do that.
I don't know that I really saw any tight ends on the list that I'm in love with. Let
Yeah.
me see really quick though.
Yeah. And then I don't know who the hell you're gonna pick for running back, man. There's
It's
there's
barren. I
there's
think there's
three. Yeah.
yeah. Um, so I'm just gonna go with a better wide receiver. My options were Keenan Allen, Cooper Cup, and Adam Thielen.
Mm-hmm.
And I think just based on longevity, you got to give Keenan Allen his flowers here.
Keenan Allen. Yep. Oh my God. We didn't talk about it. Have you seen his shoulders?
What?
Yeah, Keenan
His
Allen.
shoulders.
Yeah. Okay.
No.
So it's been trending. He's gone a little viral for it. After the game, he like took off his pads, and those things poke out. Like those things basically touch his ears.
Oh, I see. I'm Googling it now. That's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah. That was so.
Shoulder bumps.
Yeah, man. It was a jump
Interesting.
scare on Twitter. Um, I think I have to go defense here. Um,
I think there are 2 other good choices here
at just
at defense.
for defense. Okay, I'm trying to think because you went linebacker, and I typically like backfield, or I'm sorry, defensive backfield. So like cornerbacks and safeties. Um, and with that being said, I'm gonna say I lied. I don't know where I'm gonna go.
Do you want me to help you
um,
out a little bit?
no, I don't. I have this. I will take. You know what? Because I didn't
It
even.
doesn't matter who you take. Nobody's beating Bobby Wagner.
Okay, no, but I didn't realize Demarcus Lawrence was still in the league, so why not?
What? You didn't?
No, I for some reason I don't know who's he play for.
He,
Broncos?
uh, freaking. I think he went to the Seahawks this offseason.
Okay. All right, man. Who's your running back? Tell me, is it?
I mean, there are only really 2 here. So, by the way,
Yeah.
3 things. The picks you missed on defense: Von Miller
Oh my God. Okay.
and Khalil Mack.
And Khalil Mack, literally like the two better linebackers of our current era,
Yeah.
and I missed on both of
Um,
them.
the other thing I noticed while looking through this list
Mm-hmm.
is Calais Campbell
Yep.
is 39, bro. That's
Damn.
crazy for a defensive end.
Yeah. Hey,
That's
shout out to him.
insane.
Shout out to him.
Yeah, I mean, I just
Amazing.
thought that was wild.
Yeah.
Okay, on running backs, really only 2 on this list.
Mhm.
There's Raheem Mostert and Amir Abdullah.
Yeah.
And I'm not crazy about either of them, but give me Raheem Mostert for what he did with the Dolphins a couple seasons ago.
There you
He was
go.
pretty good filling in. So yeah,
I had the same logic, but Amir Abdullah for the Lions. I was like, I remember him there, so that's good
Yeah.
enough, right?
It's
Um,
tough, man. Age is tough on running backs.
how are you viewing this, by the way? Are you viewing this as like, hey, this is current day, or is this because if
I
it's
don't know.
current day, I think you may have won. But I'm gonna go Aaron Rodgers.
Okay, yeah, that was the other quarterback that's there.
Yeah, I feel like I mean, look, you got Russell in there, you got Dak, uh, Kirk Cousins. If you're like going for somebody's peak, Andy Dalton, Joe Flacco. Again, if we're taking these guys at their best, if we're taking them current day, I think yeah, it's Rodgers and Stafford, right? I don't think like who else would you? Dak's in there.
Yeah, I
Carson
mean, I'd
Wentz.
probably take Dak over Rodgers these days.
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
Um,
Hey,
Probably
Geno
not Russ
Smith.
though. Yeah,
Geno Smith.
Jude Gino. I'd probably take Gino top five amongst these guys for sure.
Yep. Some of the like I said, we didn't do tight ends, but I was like, oh, if you want to put a tight end in your wide receiver spot,
Kelsey.
yeah, pretty loaded up there, honestly,
I
with
mean,
Kelsey,
he's going to be a Hall of Fame
Ertz,
tight end. I feel like.
um,
Um,
Tyler
Whew.
Higbee, Darren Waller, like some really notable names.
You know who's not on this list that I was expecting to be is Aaron Donald. For some
Aaron
reason in
Donald,
my mind, I just thought he
defensive,
was.
like on defense,
Yeah,
he
but
retired.
he is.
Yeah, he retired. This is all
Oh,
active
that's
players.
right. He's 34. Oh, okay, that's right. Okay,
Damn,
he
he's
is
only
34.
34. Huh.
He's 34.
So he would have
So
been
that makes
perfect
sense.
here.
I was thinking like surely Aaron Donald's old enough to be on this list, but why is he not on here?
Yeah,
He retired. I
yeah.
forgot.
Which is actually kind of surprising because I didn't. I don't know. I don't. I guess he could he probably could have gone more years, but he probably still has that itch. They always talk about it.
Probably, man.
But some of the wide receivers that were on here that we didn't pick, C.J. Goodwin. Um, oh, I'm sorry. Ignore that. I was thinking Godwin. This is not Godwin. Um,
No.
Adam Thielen, Tyler Lockett, uh, Cooper Cup.
Robert
That's
Woods, Sterling
Robert Woods.
Shepard is still in the league apparently.
Yeah,
Robbie Chosen is still in the league. In the league, that's crazy.
yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, so
Interesting.
not a lot from there, which makes sense, right? A lot of these skill positions, it's younger
Yeah.
guys. No, it was a good draft though. This one's a toss up, I think, just because I think I had
Yeah, I'll give it to you. I like your team more than I expected to. I thought I was going to dominate you here.
no. I think with Stafford, Adams, and Wagner. I feel like overall I have a better wide receiver group, but
Probably
you
so,
kind
yeah.
of have me at Wagner.
Yeah,
Um,
he's far and away the best defensive player on that list.
yeah.
No offense to DeMarcus Lawrence, but Bobby Wagner's, like I said, 5 or 6 time All Pro
Mhm.
first team guy. So
Yeah, DeMarcus Lawrence kind of felt like legacy pick. Hey, I appreciate you, versus like, hey, what you're doing now, right?
yeah.
Um, Listeners, comment down below. Tell us who won, because we have no clue. Um, all right, big dog. Last thing before we head out of here, we got to do our
Picks.
picks.
Do you want to go first?
Yeah, I will. Let me get mine pulled up. Okay. For the picks, I have Rams over the Eagles on the road. Um, I have Chargers at home over the Broncos. I feel like the Broncos are still struggling a little bit, and Chargers have been dynamite lately.
I could
Um,
both see those going absolutely the wrong way on you.
yeah, then they might.
I think your dislike for the Eagles is clouding your judgment there.
It is. It probably is. But also the Rams, man. They have looked like
They're
world
good.
beaters. Um,
Okay.
Cowboys on the road against the Bears. That doesn't seem like a crazy pick, but I think the line was
Not to
only at
me.
like 1.5 or something.
Yeah.
And then my upset pick is Carolina over the Falcons at home. The current line is 5.5 for the Falcons. So I would say that's a pretty big upset pick, but there's something about Carolina where I see some flashes on the offensive side of the ball where I'm like, they could come in here and like hang 30 on them just out of nowhere.
Yeah, I think it could happen. And if there's a team that's going to happen to, it'll be the Falcons.
Exactly.
Just hilariously enough.
Yeah, and they've been good on defense as well, but I feel like there are some uh, cracks in the armor occasionally
Yeah.
where they let a big play go, um, which doesn't make them look good. So, Those are my picks, and I was 4-0 last week. So I think
Yeah, man.
I think I have 6
Congrats to you.
points or 7 points because upsets are 2 points.
Yeah, I got to make up some ground here. So I'm be thinking a little bit more about my picks going forward.
Go for
I
it.
got the Patriots over the Steelers. I liked what I saw last week. Steelers are coming off a loss. I just think the Patriots are a better team, so I'll go with them. Raiders over Commanders.
Mm.
I've been talking about Geno. I think they're in a better spot than the Commanders are right now. We'll see. I don't think the Commanders are down and out by any means, but I think the Raiders are going to win one here and look good doing it. I got Bengals over Vikings, so the poop bowl. I think Jake Browning is going to do better than Carson Wentz here. Um, and then my upset is not really a major upset, but I got Cardinals over Niners, like we were talking about
Yeah.
earlier. I think, yeah, this is a game that'll happen.
Yeah, I don't think that's it's not a crazy upset, but it's definitely still an upset by the
Yep.
spread. So and I could see that happening with the weapons that they have on offense with the Cardinals. Um and then obviously the injury prone Niners, kind of where they're at. But yeah, that'll do it. We'll see what happens. Again, I'm at Rick High Jr. And then I got my boy Jacob at JW Tynes. That'll be it for us. Yeah, Jacob, you got anything else to say? Anything you want to?
No, the offer from last episode stands. Any crazy football related comments, questions, whatever you guys want us to talk about next episode, we'll do it. Just put it down in the comments, and thanks for watching.
Yeah, and I'm gonna try to get us up on Spotify and Apple Podcasts and things like that, so you can catch us there versus just being on YouTube. Kind of avoid some ads altogether. But yeah, that'll be it. We're
All right.
out.
Thanks, guys.